going on, guys? So we're back. Today my current issue is that here's my TIG welder. It operates off 110 and 220, but you get a lot more amps out of 220. I'm gonna be buying a MIG welder soon, and it's gonna be only a 220 unit. So I need 220 in the garage. My issue is that I don't have a panel in this garage, and this garage is a detached garage from the house. So I can't just wire in. It's not the easiest just to wire in a 220 outlet. So what I was going to do was I was going to actually make a 220 outlet using two separate 110 outlets. Alright, before we get started, I wanted to give you guys a basic rundown of the schematics and how this will work. So here is a diagram showing the electricity and how it comes from the power company into your panel at home. So it comes in as 240 and it splits into two separate 110 lines. So as you can see, there's one leg. This is one leg of 110. This is another leg of 110, and here's the neutral. It comes in, it splits. So our goal to be able to do this is, and this is how how an electrician would do this at your home off your panel, is that he would just make a breaker combining one leg of the 220 with the other leg in the neutral. Because I don't have a breaker panel in my garage, and that is the whole issue, we are just going to be taking 110 from one side, one leg, 110 from the other, and then using the ground, the neutral. So then that will be able to give us 220. Kind of just a quick explanation of how 220 works. So here is the different configurations of the plug. So you can see this is a normal 110 outlet, and what it uses is the system ground, the neutral. You use an equipment ground, and then it uses the standard source, one of the legs of the 120. So you can see that there's, both legs coming off of from the box. So it just uses one of them. The way a common 220 outlet, the way it uses it, is that it uses both legs. So it's going to have 120 from one leg here, 120 from the other leg here, and then it's going to have a system ground, equipment ground, which is attached to the system ground. So that's a basic rundown. So that should make a little bit of sense. Hopefully it does. So it just uses two 120 sources, which is what we're going to be doing. So when I say 120, 110, it's like interchangeable, because the range of voltages, can range anywhere from like 105 to 130. And then when you say, some people say 220, 240, so that's the same thing. It can range from like 210 all the way to 240, 250. Okay, so the most important part about finding or about doing this is make sure that you're using the proper plugs. So you want to be able to find a plug that is on a separate leg than like two plugs are on two different legs. So this old extension cord, right, pretty old and nasty, but should still work, is running into my house, not too far away, a couple feet away from the garage, to an outlet on the side of the house. And then we have this is just an outlet. It's in the garage. So what we want to do, we want to take a digital multimeter, or just a multimeter, put it on volts DC, and what we're looking for is, anywhere from 220 to 250 volts in comparison to one another. That way we'll know that they're on the opposite ends of the opposite legs. So we're gonna plug in our first lead into the hot side of our extension cord going right into the house. Next, we are going to plug in our second lead into the hot side of the outlet in the garage. And then now we want to look at our multimeter, and we will see that we're getting 243 AC volts. So that way we know that there's a voltage difference between the two of 200 and 240. So we can use these two outlets. If this was on the same lead, we would see a zero. We'd see about 0 volts. So that's how we know it's on the wrong one. Alright, so here are all the components we need. I picked everything up. Either I had it around the garage, I had these cords, and then I bought this box from Home Depot and the outlet itself. So I attached video, I attached the ground for the box, so that's really important. Let's start to wire this. Alright, so we want to start attaching some wires. So to start off, we are going to attach both green wires, grounds. We are going to twist them together, and we are going to attach them to the ground for the outlet on the box that I put on there. So we can just use a wire nut, not a big deal. So now we will start plugging in wires into the outlet itself. So we're gonna have one hot going on this side that's 110, 120. One hot going on this side is 110, 120, and then we're gonna put this this ground in here on the back side. Should be simple enough. Okay, so everything's wired in the way it should be, right? So we have one hot 120 lines going on one side, the other hot 20 the other side, ground, and then both the grounds are tied in, and they're also grounded out on the box. So now we will just stuff everything back into the box, pull a little bit of slack out of each, and then we can tighten down these clamps so that way the line is not stressed inside the box. And then we can also put both of our screws into here to hold the box, the lid on the box, and hold it all together. So, and then we can put it in the wall, we can plug it in, test it out, make sure it works. Okay, so before we do plug it in, I just want to do a nice quick continuity test, make sure everything is the way it should be. So, ground. So we'll get ground to the box. We should have, alright, ground to one side, and then there should be, okay, ground the other. I'm going to touch all the other, just make sure that there's nothing shorting out. Okay, so next we'll check for 120 on the other end, so make sure nothing's shorting out. And so then we should be getting good between, we don't know which, maybe it's the other side. So just it should be just the hot side, which it is. Okay, and then we will check 120 on the other side, so we shouldn't get anything over here. Just should be just the hot side. Alright, so this thing should be ready to go. Okay, plug in one end here, and then we will plug in our other end to the extension cord. Okay, so no issues yet. It's good. Okay, we're gonna set our meter to voltage AC. So between the ground there and the one end, it's 120, and then between the two, 245. So this is the 240 that we need. So let's plug the welder in, make sure this thing works. All right, so everything's plugged in. We got one line of the 110 going into an outlet in the garage. The other line for the other 110 coming off of our adapter is going to the side of the house. Then we have our 220 plugged in for the welder, the dryer, whatever you guys need. So now we're just gonna flip it on, see if it works. Before, oh hell yeah, sweet. All right, so before when you crank it all the way up, it would do a max of 150 when it was operating on 110. So we have all full 200 amps for this welder, so that's awesome. Hopefully this helped, guys. Definitely you know, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like it, and comment, whatever. Just anything to support. I mean, it's free, so why not, right? All right, I think that's it. So thanks for everything, guys. All right, yeah, peace.